Hello and welcome to another episode of the Smash Accept podcast. I'm your host, Michael Royer. You can find me on Twitter at Dynasty Dad FF. Joined as always by my main man at FF Snoog and the trade maestro himself at Broc Dynasty. It is Trade Show Tuesday, baby. And, Broc, I swear we cannot have nice things. Puka Nacua now.
Every week.
Like every week. It's like we're losing studs. We're not losing mediocre talent.
I know.
We're not losing, your Jerry Jeudy types. We're losing absolute studs, and that makes the trade market go crazy.
It does. And honestly, I feel like this year more than any year in the past, and maybe it's recency bias, but you're just kind of holding your breath every single time one of your players gets a catch. It's like, oh, nice, I got points. Oh, wait, is he limping to get up? Which sucks, but that's what happened. Puka in the end zone there on Sunday. So it's crazy right now, but hey, if this gives you an opportunity to go ahead and get Puka cheaper than you could last week, good for you. You know what I mean? That's what playing Dynasty is. It's a cyclical thing, like you always say, Dad. So if right now injured gets him a little bit cheaper, go ahead and take advantage, Snoog. Have you been finding that maybe recently in leagues? Are you sending offers now for the Pukas, the Nabers, the guys that have maybe gotten injured, maybe a Hampton here or there, going to be extended? You were mentioning Bowers earlier pre-show where, hey, maybe you have the opportunity to get some of these guys cheaper than before.
Yeah, these guys are untradeable when they're not injured. So if you want them on your team, you got to buy them when they're injured, just like with stocks, right? You're not going to buy stocks when they're at all-time highs. You're going to buy when everyone's selling, drop in the market, and then you buy low, and then you cash out. So that's kind of how you got to treat this. I really like it. So Bowers, even Garrett Wilson now with the hyperextended knee, Puka Nacua with the ankle, Nabers, Hampton expected to miss more than 4 games, which sucks. So it's just honestly an awful year, and we just got to work around it.
And this is why Dynasty is so great, right? Redraft, you're 1-5, and you're like, well, better luck next year. And a lot of you guys are tuned into us for the first time. Honestly, if you play Redraft and you love that, you're going to absolutely love Dynasty because you can make trades, you keep things going, and you have so many opportunities now. Like you talked about, Garrett Wilson, Brock Bowers, Puka Nacua, Emeka Egbuka, like Malik Nabers, like we're going to talk about in the first trade. These guys are going to move all over the place. No better place to talk trades or to learn possibly how to trade or trade values in the Patreon, Discord that we've created. There's our link over there on the left-hand side. Right-hand side has code BROC50 right now. Is going to get you 50% off that first month. Guys, it is well worth it. And then some. We have plenty of different guys that are attesting to that during this show. But let's start the show. Let's get it going. Brock, it's all yours.
All right, first trade here coming from a Colossal Tighten Up and Rennie Shortcakes, one of a trade from a Smash Accept league. It's got one side with McBride and JSN. Other side is Brian Thomas Jr., nice bounce back performance, Malik Nabers, and a 26-second. Snoog, start us off here. What side do we like?
Yeah, I actually am in this league.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're both in this. This is Smash Accept 20, the high roller league.
The 200 buy-in?
Yeah, and I think it's 0.75 tight end premium in that league, Dad. So with that being said, I'd take McBride over BTJ in that format by at least a second. JSN for Nabers straight up contending. I think this is an absolutely brilliant move to make. You get JSN, you get McBride, 2 elite starters. As a rebuilder, I'm fine, shedding the points on JSN, getting Nabers plus, and then getting BTJ for McBride. Not a bad move, 4 cornerstone assets involved. It's hard to trade Jackson Smith and Jigba right now, Dad. I mean, he's playing like a top 3, even top 2 wide receiver in the NFL right now. And I think his situation can only get better than it is right now, if anything.
Yeah, and Ronnie Shortcakes right now, he's in 11th place. He's in that spot vying for that 101 with 2 other guys there. I think it makes sense for him. Then you look at Colossal, he's right up there at the top. Right now we got Jay Cola up at the top, just 1 spot ahead of me, and then he's right in there in that mix. So this makes sense from both avenues. This is the type of trade that I think really makes sense in Dynasty. You have the settings are huge. If this was no tight end premium, it's BTJ Nabers, not even close. But McBride in a 0.75, especially with the fact that Brock Bowers is missing, is a beyond cheat code. Like it's McBride, it's Warren, it's Kittle, and then it's everybody else. And I think McBride is your league winner there. JSN's been phenomenal. I like this trade for both guys. I don't like it that I'm in that league and now have to face McBride likely in the championship. So
that's what we're talking about, though. Like, even the fact that you got to squeeze a second, it's like, that's not happening in the offseason. You're not pulling off getting BTJ and Nabers on a rebuild in the offseason, and you get a second on top. That's
Yeah.
that's what
Well,
that's why I love Dynasty.
You have all those opportunities. Like this trade didn't make sense in the offseason at all because Nabers would have been above all of them. You know what I mean? And when you really start to buy in on guys like Snoog and I do all offseason long, we talk about guys January, February, March, where we're like, all right, this is going to be a good JSN season. This is going to be a good season for this guy. You start to buy in, you get these values, and that's how winning is done. So let's hit this one. Then we got a couple super sets.
All right, trade 2 here coming from a Stro124 submitted there in the Smash Accept Discord. Got one side again with Nabers and a third. Other side, Terry, Olave, and a random 26 first. Dad, we saw Snoog's reaction. He's begging for the cowbell. Do you agree here with this one?
Yeah, and I mean, I'm gonna break it out, but here's the interesting thing is, we talk about this is not a trade that you can even fathom. A month ago, I still don't think it's even remotely close. I mean, this would have to be for me, an early 27 first to even consider. But this is what we see, right? Like in every league, you have untouchable players like a Malik Nabers. Like we deem them untouchable. Then they get injured and people want to win. The right side isn't even players that are going to help you win. I mean, if this was Christian McCaffrey and Deebo Samuel and at first, at least I can understand your direction. Like you're trying to get the points, you're trying to win. But like here you're getting Terry McLaurin, who can't even get on the field. Olave, who's been solid in a random first. I just can't even get close to coming down with this. And Snoog, I mean, if you're trading Nabers, you got to get a certain level of players. I mean, let's change this up to Davante Adams, Christian McCaffrey in a first. Would you do it then? You're on mute.
Hit the mute button. If I'm trading Malik Nabers,
so pissed off at this trade. He's like, mute me. I got to start swearing under my breath.
If I'm trading Malik Nabers, it's for Bijan Robinson, Jahmyr Gibbs, CeeDee Lamb, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Puka Nacua, Amon-Ra St. Brown plus, or I'm not selling them. There's literally 9 guys or 8 guys I can count on my hand between wide receiver and running back that I would trade.
You could throw a Mecca in there, Rashi Rice, but it's
but it needs to be
it's
significant
less than 20
like
guys.
a first plus.
Yeah, for sure. I love that.
Yeah.
All right, first super chat here coming from Ryan Teschke. Appreciate it here, Ryan. Got one side with Kyler and ETN for Rashi Rice. He just lost Garrett Wilson. He's contending. I'm going to assume a super flex here, Ryan. Let us know if it's just one QB. But, Dad, Kyler and ETN for Rashi. What do you like there?
I know on paper this seems like a heavy price, but Kyler's value is dipping and ETN's value is literally toast right now. Like you try to go get a second for Travis Etienne right now. You just can't. And I would buy Etienne for that. But I think you can get Rice a little bit cheaper than this. I mean, Snoog and I have really just rang the bell for buying Rashi Rice all offseason. Now we're going to go over multiple trades here where people are like, everyone's knocking down my door. And I mean, we predicted it, right? Like we said, okay, in February, he's going to get suspended and you should be buying him now. Then he's going to get suspended. Then he's going to dip even further. Then he's going to come back and it's a guaranteed boost in value. And now he's all the way back. Snoog and I didn't dip him at all. When he got suspended, he went from wide receiver 14 to wide receiver 15. Or, like he was in that same tier. We didn't dip his value. I think everyone else made an overreaction. I think you should be able to get Rashi pretty even for Kyler, but I would not mind giving up ETN if you have 4 or 5 running backs, then that puts you over the top. Because let's be honest, Wilson's injury, he's going to be out at least 3 weeks, the way it sounds. Rashi Rice, I have him right now. Last week I had him as wide receiver 10 overall rest of the season. Right now I have him as wide receiver 7. He replaced Wilson. He's wide receiver 7 rest of the year. I think week 1 might be a little bit of a, trying to get back on track. After that, he's going to absolutely smash.
Absolutely agree there. It's Rashi Rice for me. He's just going to absolutely dominate, I think. He might start off a little rusty. That happens, but I feel like he's going to be ready to go with Patrick Mahomes and the way Mahomes is playing right now.
I love it.
All right. BH417 said he traded a 2026 first for Tet McMillan.
Even if it's early, cowbell.
101 is the only one I wouldn't move for him. And I think Tedroy McMillan would arguably be the 101 in next year's class, or at least the 102. So as this isn't the 101, I mean, Snoog, Tedroy McMillan his values dipped a little bit, but his volume and his production for a rookie, and I think This is what we looked at with Marvin Harrison Jr., right? Is Malik Nabers was so damn good that we were like, yo, Marv was not good in his rookie year, and he still had 800 yards, 8 touchdowns. Tet's better than what Marv was as a rookie, but because Emeka was so good, everybody's like, nah, Tet's not really good. He's still having a really good year.
Yeah, he's putting out. He's doing good. It's just that situation in that QB over there. Bryce Young's just – I think Tet would have done a lot better on some other offenses in different situations than he would in Carolina, but I'm thinking that it's just going to keep going up and he's going to keep having those big games, a lot of easy games coming up in their schedule. I think that him and Bryce are going to build more chemistry, get back on page. They're going to have to throw the ball a ton. So I think there's going to be a lot of good spike weeks with Tet.
I'm with you.
All right. Trade 3 here coming from NH Tank 36 from the Discord. Got one side with Ashton Jeanty and Xavier Worthy, or Drake London and Travion Henderson, Dad. Nice little 2-for-2 running back receiver combo. What do you think?
When I have these kind of deals, oh, man, this is so hard. But what I when it's this close, I gravitate towards, I want the young wide receiver who's better and the running back who can put up the points. You know what I mean? And I think Genty's phenomenal. And I think London you saw what London can do. I mean, London this past week had 17 fantasy points by halftime. He finished with like 38? Like he was 30, insane. Yeah. Henderson is going to pass Worthy. So it's a matter of like, how bad do you need the running back, right? You got to look at these kind of trades. If I really need the running back, okay, I'm fine with that. If I have it where Worthy's going to slot in as my wide receiver 5, and I think the context matters so much on a trade like this. If I am really wide receiver needy or I am rebuilding, then I want the London Hendo side. And as soon as Hendo does something, I'm going to flip him because I think Henderson will be worth Worthy within the next couple of weeks.
Yep. It's very close for me. It's honestly a trade I'm just not making. I don't want to make a trade like this. I don't think there's a clear winner at all. Maybe like Dad said, like if you need an RB, you can go with Jeanty. If you need a wide receiver, you can go with the London side. Jeanty over London for me by probably a second plus. I'm stuck on the Worthy Hendo part because like I'm definitely taking Hendo over Worthy.
See that, but I don't think consensus value right now. I think most people would say, and Worthy's got to take a hit here. I mean, I saw KTC had Worthy as wide receiver 19. I can't get behind that because Rashi Rice is going to take over completely.
Rookies,
so, I mean,
there's so many. Just seeing JSN and Rome and a lot of these rookies lately. Just like, I think we got to go back to understanding that not every rookie is going to be a superstar year one. Like, it's just not normal that like it's been happening more frequent than not. But you're also seeing guys like JSN and Rome who weren't breaking out in year 2, breaking out in year 3. Rookie running backs, especially, a lot of the times, like if you go back to that, like Cam Akers, J.K. Dobbins, that class, besides JT and Antonio Gibson and James Robinson, like those 3 odd situations other than JT, a lot of those RBs like Cam Akers, J.K. Dobbins got early round 2 draft capital. They weren't really anything crazy or gonna be anything crazy till year 2 or year 3. Granted, they all tore their ACL and Achilles in that year and didn't really get an opportunity to shine, but got to kind of look at it like that. And even if you go back to the Kamara class, like there was like Mixon, Dalvin Cook, those guys put up like sub 150 fantasy points, like, and they were great prospects. So this is your time to buy Travion Henderson before it's too late, to be honest, this whole year.
All right. Next one, we got a little 2-parter here coming from Shooty317 and Dad Bod for Life. First part here is, are you elevating Vidal from taxi or buying him? If so, at what price? So not in all of my leagues, but I know some leagues, once you take a player off, you can't put them back on. So Snoog, in a situation like that, elevating to put him in your lineup, buying him, if so, what price? What would you go ahead and do with Vidal currently in Dynasty? What do you view him with?
He was just traded for 27th third in one of my leagues. I think he's probably priced at like a late third. Hampton's going to be back. I know they said more than 4 games, but he's going to be back sometime this year, and then Vidal goes back to valueless to me. So it's just like, if you need an RB that bad, take that early third and add another third and go get Rico Dowdle, or use a second and a third and go get Kamara. Get better options than Vidal because I don't think he's really anything special. Yeah, he'll be fine. He's a great plug and play if you have him. If you have him on the taxi, you elevate him so you can put him in the lineup, but other than that, I'm not super excited to go buying him with a second or buying him with a bunch of thirds and stuff, in my opinion. So,
I value thirds because you get that like 12%, 8 to 12% hit rate. I'm going to take a shot. Like it really depends on your situation, right? Like if you had Hampton as your RB2 and your RB3 is nothing viable, yeah, I would pay a third round to maybe win 3 out of my next 4 games. Because Vidal, he's got a decent set of matchups. He looked really good his first week out there, and I think he flashed a little bit last year. So the idea there is it's a stopgap. And I think a lot of people, as soon as they lose an Amarion Hampton, they try to trade Amarion Hampton for Kenneth Walker, and you're like, in a second, you're like, well, this sucks. Like I totally lost the value. I would much rather see somebody take a 26 early third in a down class and try to buy a Kamani Vidal, like you said, a Rico Dowdle, a running back that's a stopgap. Rashad White is another good one right now. Take these injuries that keep popping up and use them to your advantage. Most of your rebuilding teams, when you look at them, they have Kamani Vidal. Like I went through all 21 of my leagues, 17 of them were owned on turd sandwich teams. So I was like, yo, who wants to get rid of him? Like ship him off your team. Because guess what? You don't, and Snoog and I did this on a rebuilding buy show, Brock. You don't want Kamani Vidal to be the reason that you miss out on Jeremiah Love and get the 102. Like
exactly.
That, having Kamani Vidal, I did it last year where I think I got Michael Mayer thrown in a deal towards the end of the year, and he had 3 boom weeks that cost me the 101. And I'm like, why the hell did I have him thrown in? Like, Michael Mayer is not worth the difference between Genty and Amarion Hampton, and a Kamani Vidal is definitely not that guy that should be keeping you from getting the 101. So I think you're at a spot here. There's a real road here where a Kamani Vidal ruins your chances of the 101.
Yeah.
You move him in the third for any second. Because, right, we have a 4 to 5 week window here where Michael Carter is screwing up your team. Bam Knight is screwing up your team. Like, we talk about having nice depth, but at what cost if you're going by max points for?
Yeah. I love that you said that because I actually have a league where I have D-Hop and Hassan Haskins and who else? There's another guy in there, a little vet that's putting up points right now on my bench. And I'm like fighting in spot for the 101 with this kid. And I'm like, no one will buy. I can't even get Fab. I can't even get Force. Hey, I dropped them all. I don't give a fuck.
The way
I dropped them all. I dropped them.
What I did with you is you and I made a trade, and I said, I'm only taking this if you take Jake Browning off my team. And then another time I said, I'm only taking this if you take Jerome Ford off my team. Because when I have my running back void, I don't want Jerome Ford messing up my 101. So I'm like, here you go.
I'll drop him. I'm petty. I'll drop him. I don't care if no one's gonna buy him off me, even for Fab. I'll drop him. I'm not playing.
What's the price check here? I want to throw this one to you, Brock, but I know what I have him listed as. But if you're buying Travion Henderson right now, I mean, he was in most leagues the 105. Obviously, he's a buy low. He's kind of taken a while to get behind the curve here, especially with his Patriots offense, which is fantastic looking offense, but we just can't see him on the field enough. What are you willing to pay in 26 and 27 capital?
I'd say right now a mid 26 and then probably a mid to late 27, mostly late. But like you said, Patriots offense is definitely on the incline. Their schedule the rest of the year is insane. Just looking at it, they're going to win 10, 11 games. So you're hoping with Gibson out. Rhamondre had like 10 carries for 17 yards or something crazy, 10 carries for 18 yards. It's like he's not looking efficient. And then I looked at like that little spray chart of where you see where all of Henderson's runs went, and they were like all up the middle. So they need to change something up, give him some outside zone, get him in space.
Get him in space.
I think last night there was a play, I forget who it was, maybe Swift or maybe Bijan or something, but just taking it immediately, just like pitching it out to the guy, just like get him outside of the hashes and get him where he works best. Going toward the sideline, at least beating some linebackers. So I have him mid 26, late 27, but I can get right now the hesitancy if you didn't want to pay that price for him, honestly.
Right on.
All right, next super chat coming in. They're coming in pretty hot right now. We doing some milestones?
Oh, you know we are. You know we are, man. Hey, let's pull away the basic. We're gonna go VIP across the board. So every 5 increments, we'll give away a VIP. You know, we're running the Brock special here. Brock 50% off that first month. Guys that have been joining in on the free 9 times out of 10 are like, this is a product that I want to be a part of. So I love when we can give those out, gift them to people that are coming in and getting their questions answered, but having an opportunity to get something for free.
Hell yeah, this super chat coming from a Bus Nasty. Appreciate it here. Got what to add to get from Dart to May and what's too much. Snoog, I can see whenever you're smiling, whenever you're reacting while I'm reading this. How far apart are May and Dart right now? What do you think?
It's massive for me. I don't know like what market would look like right now and what people would be willing to pay, but I'd need at least 2 first to go from Drake May to Jackson Dart, at least.
Snoog, my new rankings, I'm considering putting Drake May as like QB5. I think I have him as QB7 right now. I think I'm like right there where it's like after the big 3, I mean, you have to almost consider moving him above Jalen Hurts. I've made it one big tier there with Hurts, Burrow, May, Williams, Daniels. They're all one. It's just the big 2 are by themselves, and then it's that next group. I would think this is 227 first difference. And I think Dart is the way to buy it on the low end for sure. And I think that's
what do you think the gap really between him and Daniels is now? It's got to be still minimal, like
early second. I don't think it's a first anymore. It's an early second. We have another one in here with Burrow in that gap in there too. So let's hit up Roland C.
All right. Appreciate the super chat here, Roland.
That angry Popeye.
I was trying to figure out what that was too. It's creepy.
He sent Nabers and Ricky Pearsall for JSN, Troy Franklin, and 227 first, Dad.
So on top of JSN are ahead of the curve on this as having him in tier 1. JSN belongs up there. I don't think JSN in 1 first is fair. So like I would. You killed it, man. Like JSN and 2
you
first.
absolutely smoked it.
Yeah, and Ricky Pearsall's the guy that you add to a deal to get that extra 27 first, right? So it's like JSN Franklin in the first. You're like, hey, what if I throw you Ricky Pearsall? Would you throw me another first? And that's how you get that done. I love it.
Is there even a gap between JSN and Malik Nabers anymore?
Yes.
Is there?
Yes.
I
still think there is. If they're not injured, if he's not injured, there's a big gap for sure.
But like fantasy points wise, I don't know if there is. It's like when we go back to the Drake London, Garrett Wilson thing. Like Garrett Wilson's better than Drake London as a talent, but Drake London's probably outscoring Garrett.
But this
Wilson.
is perfect. If you're rebuilding, you get Nabers, and if you're winning, you get JSN. Yeah. And they're in the same age gap and they're in the same tier. But I think it's perfect for everybody. If you're rebuilding and you're not trying to buy Malik Nabers, what are you doing? Like, just do it.
Yeah. Ryan coming back here for another super chat. Appreciate it here, Ryan. He said, rather do my first trade or ETN Ayuk at 27 second for Rice. So instead of Kyler, Ayuk in the second.
Smash that one. Keep Kyler.
And this is what I love about trades, right? And we're going to talk about a couple of them here is like what we do. And Snoog and I treat ourselves as like trade analysts or trade advisors where we help you with your fantasy rosters. A lot of times, you come with that first trade and it sounds all good, but then it's like, let's tweak it a little bit. Let's figure out a way to win this trade in a different way. And I think you absolutely crushed this one. We got our first YouTube question here and guys, I sat down and I tried to answer as many as possible. I am personally answering anywhere from 2,000 to 3,000 DMs a week right now in the Discord. I know crazy. Snoog is as well. So in the beginning, I was hammering the YouTube. Every single one. I do my best. So I try, but it's becoming a lot. So if you really want to get in there, right there's your best chance. So you've been asking questions, patreon.com, /smash accept. Honestly, if you do it one trade a week, you ask one question a week, you're literally getting it at this rate for 75 cents a trade. So like it's definitely worth it. Maybe we'll start a hotline, Snoog, like 1-800-SMASH accept, where people call in and get their questions.
Calls at 3 a.m.
Yo, you up? You up, Dad? Hey.
Hey, help me break down this entire team. Should I rebuild it?
We just like train an AI model of Dad to just like be on the clock 24/7, like a little.
I'm training up my kids. My kids are in their first fantasy league. I'm trying to train them up so they can answer questions.
Oh, that'd be good. This one coming from Shane Academia. We got a 10-team start 10, Javonte or Olave if RB needy. Snoog, what do you think?
I love how Chris Olave has been getting targeted at an extremely high level. He's like top 3 in targets at the wide receiver position, literally averaging 10 plus a game. Targets don't matter, though, when your QB stinks and you're getting 50 yards on 14 targets. So I'll go with Javonte here. He's literally pacing a top 5 to 8 finish here. Short term, you're looking at it between the two of them. I love Chris Olave, but right now I want the points. RB needy as well, you mentioned. I'd like to look at this roster before trading Olave for Javonte, but if it's like I got 3 or 4 cornerstone wide receivers, I'm a little thin at running back, and I need him to put me over the top, I'd do it.
I currently have Javonte at 111 and Olave at 108. So like that's what we're talking about. Is I would love to see a 2-3 swap or a secondary player in there. However, when you're running back needy, I don't have a problem with this. This is why I like to make those 2-for-2 trades, like that first one, right? Is like then I take Javonte and a wide receiver I'm trying to move to get Olave and a running back that I like to stash. You know, and you win. You have opportunities to win twice.
I think Olave is a great buy on rebuilds right now, honestly. He's not putting up crazy points. You know, he's getting you 10 to 15, but like you stack him, Nabers, and Egbuka, and him, Nabers, and I don't know, whoever's hurt, CeeDee Lamb, Garrett Wilson, you're ready to go for next year. I think Chris Olave is a good QB away from being top 15 Dynasty wide receiver. Again, the talent's there.
It's tricky because he's a concussion away from being in a really bad spot.
Yeah.
So it's like I almost prefer.
He's always one of those guys. It's like
as backwards as it sounds, as on a contending team, as my like wide receiver 4 flex on a rebuilding team, I'm flipping him for any 27 first whenever I can, just because. Yeah. But I understand what you're saying. Like he's the perfect guy to get an insulated trade, where you take a guy like maybe even Rashi Rice and get a 27 first plus Chris Olave because he's getting crazy volume.
Yeah. Trade 7 here. David Hale submitted through Twitter. We got one side, James Cook, other side, Jackson Dart. Now, these QB trades, just for another position straight up, are always a bit tricky, Dad, but how would you break this one down? What side do you prefer?
I mean, for me, it's Jackson Dart. I think he's looked phenomenal over the first only quarterback in NFL history to have 50-plus rushing yards, a passing touchdown, a rushing touchdown, and 0 interceptions in his first 3 weeks. And I know that's very obscure, you know, because of the 50 rushing yards. But those 50 rushing yards are what make him – I have him as my Dynasty QB 12 already. You don't trade a top 12 quarterback for a running back that isn't Bijan Robinson, Jahmyr Gibbs, you know, like one of those top-level elite players. So – ride this out with Jackson Dart. Now, if you're all in and he's your QB4, QB5, and you want to make this trade in week 10, I would say that. But this is the kind of trade I'm holding off completely. Give me Jackson Dart or have me hold because Snoog, I would rather buy Dowdle, Vidal, you know, a guy to get me through here. And then really use my 26 or 27 first to buy James Cook because losing a quarterback is the one position, right? If you traded Patrick Mahomes his rookie year after 3 starts for a running back, you're like suicidal, you know, like, and now you got Jackson Dart who looks like the real deal. You just can't deal him right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I mean, James Cook's great. It's pretty slow the last 2 weeks, but he's just an RB that you really honestly want on your team, right? You know the Bills are going to have those big weeks where he's scoring 25, 30 points, but in 6-point super flex, it's like you kind of want to just keep the quarterback and just ride it out a little bit. I'm actually fine selling high on Jackson Dart right now. If you can get 2 first in any league, I'm doing it. If you can get Dak, Jordan Love, you know, Purdy, Justin Herbert, and add a little bit on Dart, or if you can get Dak plus or some of these other guys plus, I think I'm fine doing that as well, but I'm not just trying to trade him away for running backs unless it's like a top tier level running back. Like if it's like Judkins or Hampton or some of these other guys, I'd be fine doing it. But 26-year-old James Cook or 25 years old, not super excited to do that move, but I think it's fair.
Yeah. And the running back landscape rest of the season is dicey as hell right now. Like I did after like the top 12.
It's tough. But there's 12 really good ones. Oh,
and you got it. I mean, and Judkins is up in there. Someone the other day was mentioning that, you know, this running back class hasn't hit. I mean, Genty's my RB 10, Judkins 11, Skattebo 12 rest of the season. And then Hampton's 15 when he comes back. That's a lot. That's a lot of firepower. And we still haven't seen it from Harvey and Hendo yet. So.
Krosky, Harvey, Hendo.
Yeah, Krosky's 20. So you got 5 guys in the top 20. I mean, it is what it is.
All right, next
Sounds
one
like a
coming
hit
in
to me.
from T Did Tool 6 submitted through Discord. Got one side with Lad and QJ, the little double chargers, or an early 26 first, top 3, and a late 26 first. Snoog prefers the picks, Dad. Do you agree?
I agree. Give me the picks. I mean, I think Lad right now is worth the 103 or 104. But if it has a chance to be 101, 102, I would take that. And I would take the first over QJ. I just think I don't like making a trade like this. Like, imagine trading for two wide receivers in the same team. If you have Justin Herbert and you knew you were going to get something crazy, but like Keenan Allen's still in the mix. These guys have not been putting up insane numbers, or they've been putting in numbers where it's like, huh?
I said Gadsden too now.
Yes, yeah, for sure.
All right. Trade 9 here coming from Furman OG, submitted through Discord. Got Malik Nabers, JJ McCarthy, and a late 27 first, or Garrett Wilson, Justin Herbert, and a mid 2026 second on a rebuilding team. Snoog, what do you like?
I want Garrett Wilson and Justin Herbert here. I think Dad's going to be the opposite side. I think JJ McCarthy's a turd sandwich, and Justin Herbert is just such a high-level player to me. That's where I'm kind of like leaning that side. I think the gap between Herbert and McCarthy is so massive for me that the gap between Garrett Wilson and Nabers shrinks.
Does the late 27 first cross that out, or no? What would you need on top of McCarthy?
It would need to be more than – I'd need McCarthy a 27 first plus to move Justin Herbert, I think. And I think the gap between Garrett Wilson and Malik Nabers is probably like a late 1. It's not a bad trade. If it was Dak or someone like a QB I liked, I'd probably be fine doing it. I probably would do it. I just do not like JJ McCarthy, and I hope he proves me wrong, because it was looking like he was gonna, and then he came out and just looked horrible again. So I don't know what's going on with him. A little bit of growing pains there, but I just don't think he's the guy for Minnesota long term.
I think this is a perfect like rebuilding type move. And then after McCarthy plays 2 weeks, you flip him again. You kind of get that going there. But I do like this. Hey, Cowbell, not on the trade, but my man Furman OG, one of the OGs before Snoog was even in the Discord when we created just like that little one. He was one of the, actually, when we created the Patreon before that, one of the first 3 guys to join.
Wow.
And he's still in there. So that's shout out to you, brother. That's awesome.
Truly an OG.
Some guys have been in there for a couple of years.
Snoog was still wearing diapers.
Yeah, it kind of in that same area. And when this is all done, we'll all be wearing gold-plated diapers. Here we go.
All right. Couple new super chats here rolling in. BH coming back through. Appreciate it. We got Worthy or Olave now. So we said, who do we argue? We said Olave and I forget Javonte. Now, Worthy and Olave, Dad. What do you lean here?
Industry would say Worthy. I kind of like Olave. I mean, I think I hate 1-for-1 trades. Let's just be honest with you. But I think the industry as a whole would have Xavier Worthy over Chris Olave. But I do think this gives you an opportunity. Olave in a second for Worthy in a third, get it done. And I think that's how you do it on this one, you know?
I like that. I'm leaning Worthy here. I think he's been playing really well, and the fantasy points haven't looked like it, but I think Rashi Rice coming back helped Worthy, and I don't know how that makes any sense to me, but it just does to me, because Patrick Mahomes is playing at such a high level, Dad, where he can support 3 weapons with over 1,000 yards a pop, and Kelsey's not going to get there. So to me, I'm thinking, okay, Rashi Rice is going to be the guy that's probably an every down target, but that's going to open up those big, deep balls to Xavier Worthy. Worthy still scores a ton. Like we saw last year with Rice there before he got hurt. Like Worthy was just getting involved as a playmaker as is. He had so much chemistry time to build with Patrick Mahomes, so many big plays made. I just think that he's going to hit a lot of those home runs with Rice back, with a lot of the attention on Rashi Rice. Is he ever going to be a guy that puts up 1,500 yards? Probably never. 1,000 yards, 8 to 10 touchdowns on like 60 receptions. Could be in play though.
Yeah, I kind of like that. I think if you got to get that extra on top there with Olave, but I like it.
Yeah, and he helps Rice as well. So
appreciate it, Roland. He said second Dynasty team.
There we
sent Nabers, Pure Soul. We good?
Yeah, you were frozen.
Oh, okay. Second trade here, he sent Nabers, Pearsall again for a 26 third, 27 third, and he got Ibuka, Skattebo, Mason Taylor, and a 27 first. You really hated selling at Nabers in both leagues. So Nabers, Ricky, a couple thirds for Igbokwe, Skattebo, Taylor, and a first. What do you think?
Same thing. I mean, you're getting. I think that right now Igbokwe and Skattebo is probably fair for Nabers. So you're getting a 27 first and Taylor for Pearsall there. I mean, I think that's how you got to do it. I think you can really win some trades with Nabers. Both directions. If you're contending,
yeah. How high do you have Nabers in your rankings, or not Nabers? Skattebo. Where is he in your dynasty running back rankings right now?
Probably not high enough for where you have him, because I mean he's phenomenal, but my man is like, dude, he's running into brick walls like every damn play. He's trying to give him. He's trying to concuss himself. I have him 17, and that's too low.
I got him 14 right now with Josh Jacobs, Travion, and CMC, and I'm like, dude, he's putting up
CMC
points.
I have Jacobs and CMC considerably higher, but I think I have Breece Hall one spot higher.
Is crazy.
And Kyron.
The receiving,
that's Breece Hall out of New York.
Yeah, well, he's requested a trade. It's happening. You get him.
Oh, he requested a trade.
Yeah,
I don't know about form. He said something on Instagram like free 20. Now Garrett Wilson's kind of hurt, so it's
he's gone after the
downward.
He's gone after this year, no matter what. But it was like, dude, the last game with Fields was disgusting. It was like 3rd and 9, and like let's go with the run play. It gives us a better opportunity. You're like, geez.
That fake punt where they had Breece Hall, who's never played a special team snap, and their entire starting offensive line.
Hey, here's the deal.
Hilarious.
If you're a head coach in the NFL, you don't wear capris. They're 1-11 on the year between Mike McDaniels and Aaron Glenn. No capris. No dude capris on the field.
I saw that. That was funny.
Imagine Breece to the Chiefs. Where would he be in your dynasty rankings, Dad?
You have to move him top 10. No, like it's crazy because Saquon's 7, Bucky's 8, Quinshon's 9, James Cook's 10. He would be right there.
Yeah.
I was going to say talent-wise, he's up there with those guys for sure.
Top 5.
Trade 10 here coming from Tanner, submitted through the Discord. We got one side with Joe Burrow and Nico Collins. Other side, Josh Allen, Calvin Ridley, and a second Snoog. What do you think here?
I kind of like getting Burrow and Nico here, Dad. I think the gap between Allen and Burrow is probably like 2 late firsts, probably a late first plus a couple seconds. I think Nico is worth 2 firsts all day, turning Ridley, who's basically a washed turd sandwich at this point, in a second and Allen for 2 foundational assets. I like it in a rebuild.
I think it's a mixed bag that makes no sense. Because, you're getting – if you're rebuilding, you want Burrow. If you're contending, you want Josh Allen. The Nico part, you understand what I'm saying? Is it doesn't make sense. Is like
what Nico for Garrett.
I would flip Nico plus a bunch for exactly. Like this isn't the trade to me that makes much sense. I do think Burrow's value has dipped quite a bit. Where I always take Josh Allen wherever I can, just because he's always finishes top 2. But this is a weird trade for me. Like I rarely say I don't like it. I just don't like this. I would want Ridley to be Davante Adams. Then I would definitely take that side all day. But it just doesn't make sense to trade for Josh Allen unless you're all in. But then if you're all in, why are you trading Nico Collins? It's a weird mixed bag.
Yeah. This super chat coming in from Some Call Me DB. Appreciate the super chat here. He said, contending, need another piece, holding an early 26 first. Would you trade it for Drake London or Odunze in a 1 quarterback league? Dad, what do you think?
Immediately. I love leagues where we always talk about insulating and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden you have an insulated trade. And now all of a sudden you have a top 3 pick. But I think a guy like Drake London and Odunze, I have over the 101 next year at this point. So like if you get young, solid wide receivers, you just deal that, right? Because like they're going to be worth that. And Snoog, I wouldn't trade it for any running back outside the top 3 or 4. Mm-hmm. But if I can get McBride or one of these elite wide receivers, I would do that.
Yeah, you got to pick one.
I love the London side.
London.
I have. Yeah, I think it's London right now. Mm-hmm. I do have Rome slightly higher, but this past week I think London reemerged of where.
Yeah, I'm kind of bummed out with Rome. I'm not like. It's like we finally got 5 touchdowns in
5 weeks.
I do.
He had one bad week.
Finally. No, I know, and I'm not even saying that because of this week. I was before too. It's like I feel like now that we finally got what we wanted to from him as a prospect and as a player, it's like it almost feels like it's like I don't feel like he can get any better than what he is right now in this offense. Like it feels like there's so many mouths to feed, and two, he's relying on touchdowns in every week. Like he finally doesn't score and he puts up 5 points. It's like I know touchdown regression is usually just BS in my opinion, but I feel like for how high Rome is over Garrett, over London, over like with right there with Ibuka and some of these other guys, I just think they're all better than him straight up. Like I feel like now's a good time to use him to get some of these other guys. Not saying he's bad, like he's still a stud, but like sell while the market's high. You don't sell while the market's low, right? So
yeah.
Hey, this next one I got to take over on this one. Frank Gaffney on X commented on this, and he was commenting to League Safe. He's like, "Has anybody dealt with a commissioner holding windows on League Safe?" The only reason I'm asking is Dad and Snoog's Discord has helped me win hella money. Like he was talking about, he tagged us on it in a post to League Safe, being like, "Dude, where's my money?" Because his commissioners still haven't paid him out from last year.
Wow,
which is crazy. The best part about that though is he literally was like shouting out that the Discord has helped him win tons of money. Like that's really what we're here. There's the link.
Patreon. Need to get him his money. League Safe's got to figure that out.
Give me my money. Here we go, man. Like this is what it's talking about. And right now, you guys have that discount code right there on the side. We want to see you in the Discord. Here we go.
All right. I think we got a super chat to hit. We'll hit it right now after this Nick Young trade here coming from Twitter. We got Burrow and a late 27 second or Patrick Mahomes. How far off are those two right now?
I was trying to turn Burrow into Mahomes, and I was adding, and I couldn't do it in any league.
No, you can't do it anymore.
I think it's, dare I say, a late first.
Well, that's
definitely
so. This trade,
second.
He messaged me, and he goes, "What? How can I get Mahomes?" And I said, "Well, your days of," and I've moved Mahomes over Burrow in my dynasty rankings. I said, "Your days of even up is done." I was like, "Offer him a late second." The counter back was Burrow and his 28 first for Mahomes. Would you deal Burrow and a 28 first if you're contending?
I'd rather keep Burrow.
I'd rather take that 28 first and add something to it and get Dak Prescott. It's kind of where I was at.
Yeah.
You know, like I think all my rebuilding teams I've yet to deal, or my contending teams I've yet to deal Burrow. And I feel like that's just something that's waiting there at some point to make a massive splash type trade.
I don't know how many QBs you can rank over Patrick Mahomes in Dynasty at this point, Dad. It's like he's one of him, Josh Allen, I think are the only quarterbacks right now that I can confidently say, and Justin Herbert, I think, because he's not injured like Burrow. Mm-hmm. Burrow would be in this conversation, but I'm a little nervous with all the injuries. Okay. But players I could confidently say are good until they're like 38, 39, 40 years old.
It's four guys.
He's my dynasty QB4 right now.
Allen, Lamar, Daniels, and May are all over Patrick Mahomes. But Mahomes, when you start talking about Mahomes versus Hurts, Mahomes versus Caleb, then you have a real conversation there where he belongs in that area. I've moved him over Herbert, over Burrow, over that kind of range, and I've definitely moved him up. But I mean, Daniels looked real good last night, so I'm not cashing out and trying to get off of Jaden Daniels or Drake May. But I think you have a real conversation when you talk about Hurts, Caleb, and Patrick Mahomes. And that would almost be a cool, like, keep trade cut to put out there, like trying to get people's opinion on that, because I think it's kind of a torn community where you can make some trades on that.
Yeah. Trade 12 here coming from Spin 1923, submitted to the Discord. We got AJ Brown or Mooney and a late 26 first. Take this one your way, Dad. What do you think?
AJ Brown, not close. I mean, there's going to be a time where AJ Brown just balls out. This Eagles offense is still, for some reason, can't figure it out. This is Saquon week because Saquon was complaining. We had AJ Brown complaining before, but I mean, Darnell Mooney's not doing anything for your team, and neither is a late 26 first. So it's AJ Brown. If it's mid, I'm selling him though. I think I would do that. I think I packaged him up in a couple of leagues where I'm putting him with other players and trying to get premium picks. And like I would sell, if this was Debo in a first, I would do it. If this was Keenan Allen in a first, I'd consider it. I want production in a first to insulate, because AJ Brown will be 29 next year. So, I mean, Snoog, the late 26 first doesn't get me excited. If it's random 27, I think I'd sell him.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to take a late first and 26 and get AJ Brown there. But If it's a 27 first, now it's a conversation for me.
All right, before we jump into this next one, I had that super chat there from BH we didn't get into. It was Harold Fannin, a mini breakout price check. Snoog, what do you think Harold Fannin right now? Give a rough price. What do you think?
Got to be a pair of seconds, Dad, in my opinion. We've just seen what the tight end can do in Kevin Stefanski's offense, just with Njoku from time to time and some of these other guys. I think Harold Fannin, one, is a great player, great prospect. We loved his tape. We had a very high film grade on him. He was actually a top 5 prospect coming out at the tight end position that I've actually watched, behind McBride, Bowers, and Loveland and Warren for me in the past couple of years. But he was right up there behind those guys. You don't put up 1,500 yards accidentally in college football at tight end. So he's a stud. He's 21 years old. I'm paying 2 seconds for him all day.
I would say right now I have him at like 203. So if it's too late, I would do it, a mid plus an early third. But I think the idea is you're going to you have to really move him up. If I haven't heard, and this is really bizarre because they usually start to get rumblings at least of what the injuries are. I mean, Fannin right now, you could argue as high as you could have him in that same with Kincaid, Pitts, Hawkinson. I mean, I have him in that tier. You could argue he's better than them. So it's like, I don't have him over Kraft, Kittle, Loveland, Laporta, but I think he's a dynasty tight end 8 if Njoku's out for an extended period of time. So that's a very
Taylor. He's right there too, right?
I have him at 15, but I think I'll move him up if we see him bounce back here a little bit. And 15 is not really, that's below Ferguson yet and Njoku, but I mean, I think he's in that same tier, or the tier right below, I should say.
All right, next super chat coming in from HACE10. Appreciate the super chat here. We got a 8-team start 9 league. Are we buying into Waddle? He got offered a Waddle and a 26 first for his Nico Collins. Current receiver room: CD, Nico, Rashi, Emeka Egbuka, Tet, and Mike Evans. So receiver room is pretty loaded, Snoog. Would you trade Nico for Waddle? And we'll call it a mid 26 first. What do you think?
Definitely buying into Waddle. You, my friend, do not need Jalen Waddle on this roster. Keep CD, keep Nico, keep Rashi, keep Buka, keep Tet, keep Evans. That's a nice friggin' phenomenal 7 wide receiver core.
Well, the only way I would do it is if you needed a running back and you could get that first to get you use that for something else. But we're both buying Waddle for a late first at this point. Like he was a second most of the offseason. He's a late first now, but I don't think you're selling low on Nico.
Yeah. Next one coming in from Tristan Shea. Appreciate the super chat, Tristan. Retooling for next year. Should he sell Kincaid, and if so, for what? He also has Mason Taylor, Arondé Gadsden, Gunnar Helm, and Elijah Arroyo. Barner available on waivers. So he's got a couple, 4 rookies there. Should he sell Kincaid on a retool team, Dad? And if so, what would that price be?
AJ Barner should not be on your waivers anywhere. I mean, like he's still on a dynasty waiver. That you go get him. Kincaid right now, like we were just talking about, I have him worth somewhere in that 202 to 205 range. Good luck trying to get it. But I think what you really try to do is you try to tier him up. You add right now, people are really wait for a good week. People are down on Colston Loveland. I think you could add a little bit on top of Kincaid to get the Loveland. Or if you're, since it's retooling, I think you try to wait till we get one of the major injuries and you kind of go for that area. But you want to first try to sell him to the Josh Allen owner. You do Kincaid in a second for a first, and I don't care what first it is. It's going to end up being worth more than where Dalton Kincaid is. As much as I like the prospect, he's just not there, Snoog.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah. Next super chat coming from Luke Sinclair. Appreciate the super chat, Luke. You got Team 1 getting Travis Hunter, 2 26 firsts, and getting Nabers from Team 2 for help me out here.
And JJ McCarthy for Rome Hunter Swift. I'm so confused by that.
Okay, so Team 1, Hunter, 2 firsts for Nabers. I would rather have Nabers than Hunter and 2 26 firsts, unless they're both early. Team 2, Nabers and
It must be a 3-team deal, and he's only including
Nabers and JJ McCarthy, and you get Rome, Hunter, and Swift. I still prefer
team 3.
Definitely Nabers.
There, I still prefer Nabers, and then team 3 giving Rome and getting 226 first. I think that guy's losing out. So I think the Nabers side is winning this out handedly. Like he's getting what he really needs there. Yeah, and I mean, hit us up a little bit further on that one. Sinclair, appreciate you on Twitter. I talk to you all the time there. So hit us up on that one a little bit further, and we'll kind of help you break it down.
All right, Super Chat 14 here. So one more. We'll hit another threshold for a VIP, and then we hit 20. We're giving away 4 of those. So this one coming from Zachary Riken. Appreciate the Super Chat here, Zach. He's saying, lads, 12-team, start 10. It's receivers, Jamar, Malik, Sutton, Worthy, Travis, and some scraps. Worthy for A.J. Brown. Other team is after some younger wide receivers, Dad. What do you think you do here? Keep Worthy or trade him for A.J. Brown straight up, it looks like?
So I have A.J. Brown higher than Worthy, but it's not far now. You know what I mean? Like the gap is not huge. You're looking at – I understand you have Nabers there, and I think what I'm trying to do with what Snoog and I have been trying to do is get JSN plus, because right now – this team is, man, I would try to deal Hunter for A.J. Brown, to be honest. Like, I want A.J. Brown, but A.J. Brown is not putting up the points to justify going out there. You want to get Davante Adams cheap. You deal Worthy for Davante Adams plus. You deal Worthy for a guy that's giving you a ton of points plus. A.J. Brown, there is no verification that he is going to just flip a switch. He's super talented, but this Eagles offense is kind of messy.
I agree. I'm gonna go with Brown here just for the upside, but at some point, Dad, they gotta bounce back. At some point, there's no way they're this flat all year. I know the OC is absolutely atrocious, but damn, trade him to the Patriots or something if you're not gonna use him.
Send him to the son of my Steelers. Reunite him with DK.
I don't think that's realistic. He's not leaving the Eagles.
No,
that would be cool.
Just don't get Shane Waldron anywhere near him. Let's go.
Trade 13 coming from a Slim Shady from the Discord. Got Judkins, Enigbuka, or Hampton and Lamb. Snoog, what do you think?
Hampton and Lamb by a mile.
Yeah, this is just
Lamb seems like such a buy, Dad.
And it's freaking fantasy Christmas. We get Rashi Rice back, CD Lamb's potentially back. George Kittle's potentially back. Mike Evans. I have one team with all 4 of them. I woke up today and I'm like,
oh, that's nice.
Kittle and Lamb back. I was plugging them into the lineup, Dad. I was like,
I don't even care if they don't play. Just putting them back in the lineup makes me feel good as a man. You know.
All right, trade 14 from the Discord. AO Jr. We got Tet or Jacobs and Quentin Johnston. Dad, what do you think?
If I'm win now, I would take the Johnson side or Jacob side. However, I think Teteroy McMillan wins this deal. And this is what I keep talking about is having a clear direction. Teteroy McMillan is your foundational wide receiver. Jacobs we just did this. We put him in on our, must buys. And I think the gap there is more than Quentin Johnston. I think if Quentin Johnston bounces back from the injury back to where he was ahead of time, I think you can win this deal. If Quentin Johnston turns into a pumpkin, you got hosed. Snoog, what do you think here?
Yeah, I agree. I think you turn Quentin Johnston into a 27 first if you can get it, and I'd run with the Jacobs side.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't like selling a 22-year-old wide receiver with top 8 draft capital having a good rookie year at all. Like, I feel like it's bad process selling them, but if you can get, especially it's not good process selling them for a 28-year-old running, a 27-year-old running back that's a vet. And yeah, Quentin Johnston looks great. He's probably going to be a really good boom bust player rest of the season. But I don't know, Dad. It's hard to trade Tet in that situation for me.
Yeah, and you just got to have clear direction. That's really the most important thing with the entire process, how we do things is, I have a tweet that's going out tomorrow, and Snoog and I buy into what we're saying. I mean, I have 21 Dynasty teams, 18 of them, I'm combined 83 and 27. The others, I have 20 some picks and I'm in the bottom 2 of every single one. You guys want to push yourselves in Dynasty to be top 3 or bottom 3. If you're in the middle, life sucks, man. Like the middle class in America sucks. No, I'm just kidding. But like, you could just get taxed harder. The middle class in Dynasty is the worst place to ever be because you're getting nothing but the 107, 108 every single year. You're not getting better. You want to push your direction one way or another. Stop making these trades to sit in the middle.
Love it. Trade 15 here coming from Chandler Best, submitted through Twitter. We got James Cook and Javonte Williams or a late 27 first, 2 seconds, rebuilding team. Dad, break this one down for us.
All right, cool. So Chandler messaged me on Twitter and he said, this is what the trade is, right? He's like, I'm kind of rebuilding here. Cook and Javonte for a late 27 first and 2 seconds. And Snoog, you know what I say every time when we get these rebuild trades? I'm like, break it into more. Like when you combine two really nice assets on this, you end up giving a discount. So what we ended up doing, and this is what I love, is we flipped it. Javonte in a third for a 26 first. And since this show started, he messaged me and we got a 27 first and a 27 second for Cook. So now we got, instead of 2 seconds, we got 2 firsts. You know what I mean? Like we ended up getting a second. Right. So like instead of those seconds, we turned them into firsts. But if you trade guys like Mike Evans, Devontae Adams, James Cook, Javonte, like all these guys that are early second, late first, if you package them up, you're never getting appropriate value. You're never getting 2 firsts for them. You're usually getting a first and a pair of seconds. You split them up and you talk to different people. Now they're willing to give you one of their late firsts, and that's how you end up winning in rebuilding. And then you make 2 guys happy as opposed to the whole league pissed off that you gave 2 RB1s for a late first and a late second. So Chandler, hey, welcome, brother.
Yeah, that's how it's done. I like that. Trade 16 here. Got some quick hitters here towards the end of the show. Trade 16 coming from D10128. We got Hampton in a third or Skattebo and Hendo. Wow, Snoog. This one seems a little obvious to me, but just to confirm with you guys here, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm on the Skattebo and Hendo side here all day long. Someone asked me this in the Discord. I think I remember seeing this trade today, and I told him to go with the Skattebo side. So
I haven't answered it yet, but I think that's what it is too. It's just Hampton's so dang good. Like long term, Skattebo could be. Like every 10 years, the NFL gives us a white running back battering ram like Peyton Hillis and Mike Allstott. And Skattebo is arguably more talented than all of them, but like the way his running style, it's not going to last.
I don't know how long it lasts.
It's crazy.
I get it, but like, dude, he's getting killed, but he's not even getting hit hard. He's like hitting himself hard. Like he's
going out of his way to run.
I just like getting 2. You get 2 elite receiving prospects, and it's like,
yeah.
Hampton's already got that injury.
No, I'm not arguing it.
He agreed with us. Trade 17 here. We got from Isaac Truge 4 submitted through Discord. He said he's getting hammered with Rice requests right now. Which one would you take? So first one here is Sutton and a mid 27 first. Second one, a late 26 and 27 first.
Nope.
Third one, he's pairing Ward with Rice for Burrow.
Yes.
And a late 27 first. Seems like that last one. You guys agree?
The first one's not bad. The second one I'm not touching. Like the third one, that's unbelievable. That's how you do it. Like you
that's crazy.
You take it. I can't fathom wrapping my head around not taking that one. Joe Burrow alone is worth those 2 guys or really close.
Yeah.
So that's a great trade. Super Chat 15 rolling in. Oh, all right, this would be a show without my boy
Tifi Baco coming through here. Appreciate the super chat here, Baco. He got Nabers, Igbuka, McMillan, G. Willie, Bowers, May, and Dart. Nice squad there. Wow. Those are all his key pieces, but he has no picks in 26. But wow, 2027, he's got 7 firsts and 2 in 2028. So congrats. Just order yourself some placards for your trophy for 2028 through 2040. No running backs. Does he tank for 2027 or 100%. Compete?
No. I know we get in this area. You have to, because Nabers is out, Wilson's out, Bowers is out. What you try to do is just void out everything else. Igbuka's out too. It's like you have no running backs on this team then. And you
go get your 26 first back. Take that extra 28 you have.
But here's the thing. I don't think you should go out of your way to trade any of these guys and tank per se, because you don't have any picks this year. So who cares what you finish this year?
first. Get your first, honestly.
Yeah.
Because then you could void it out, get Jeremiah Love on this team. Now you have 727 first where you have to fill in. You have a QB1, you have a QB2, you have a tight end, and you have a wide receiver 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you put
That's
Jeremiah
crazy.
Love, and with 7 firsts, you take 2 of them and you go buy Devon A-Chain and you go win the whole thing. I understand most teams, your bench probably sucks. And that's what it is in rebuilds is you start to have these elite level assets. You want to build it out before you build it up. And right now, I would wait one more year before you push all in.
Yeah. BH back coming through, 4th super chat of the night. We appreciate you, BH. He said, thank you guys. Fire emoji. Love it.
Love that support, man. We appreciate you completely. What's awesome is you start to get in the Discord, you develop relationships with people where you're literally talking to them every single day. You know what I mean? So I love that kind of a approach and appreciate the support.
All right, we got 3 left here to close this out. Trade 18 coming from Red Giant. Rebuilding team, Devontae Adams, Luther Burton. Dad, rebuilding, take the younger guy, easy as.
It's Burton. I would hold him to the fire a little bit because I do have Adams ranked higher than Burton, but I would try to get a little bit more on top of that. Even if it's a third or a pair of thirds, Burton looks good, but he's still not producing. What Devontae Adams is about to eat.
We gotta get Burton in there for all the Zacchaeus snaps. He had that one pass.
Dude,
Caleb was rolling out right, and he caught it, made it. So post-buy bump might be real. I know they had an early buy, but
Olave Zacchaeus is second on that team in targets. Over DJ Moore and Luther Burton. Ben Johnston, figure it out. That's not – Zacchaeus sucks.
I hope they were just forcing him last night for some revenge game and just – I don't even know. We don't need to be seeing him. We need Luther in that role. But
I feel like we've been seeing him a lot regardless of the revenge game. I'm like, damn it, where's Luther Burton?
This one coming from Seawalk, submitted through the Discord. We got Burrow or Dart in an early 26-second Snoog. Pretty obviously Burrow here, but how far are they off before the cowbell or after the cowbell? How far are they off, Dad? What do you think?
It's far for me.
It's not really that far if we keep this up, though. What's really interesting is Dart keeps playing like this. That gap closes big time. I wouldn't do it for less than a first. I would want a mid first. I would want a mid 27 first, to be honest. But I think this gap is going to continue to close, and I think this is a way that you buy Burrow. As much as Dart looks fantastic, that's a tricky one. And the last one here is for you two guys. R. Lucas from the Discord sent an offer to me. He messaged me again mid-show. Brock, would you rather have? And I'm he's all in, and I am right now.
You asked us about this one earlier.
A million trades. I have a million firsts. Would you rather have Garrett Wilson in a late 27 second or Rashi Rice, Kamani Vidal in an early 27 third?
Do you need any plug and play running backs in this league?
I don't need anything. I'm not a contender.
Are you trading away Rice?
I would be trading away Rice.
Yeah, I like your side then. I don't think Vidal's – he's going to be a 0 after Hampton's back, I think. And then Wilson and Rice are close, but give me the second and Wilson. Anything with Garrett Wilson in it, I'm going to lean that way. I'm kind of a stand, but –
the way Rashi Rice is playing, Snoog, what are the chances that Rashi Rice is worth more than Garrett Wilson by the end of the season?
There's probably a good chance because they're the same age, and one's tied to Mahomes and one has 13 different quarterbacks thrown to him in his first 3 to 4 seasons. But I don't know. It's close. I actually think it's a very fair, good trade for both sides of this. If I'm contending, I'm perfectly fine getting Rice side and getting bailed out a little bit from the 3 to 4 weeks I'm going to lose from Wilson. And if I'm rebuilding, I'm licking my chops for that Garrett Wilson side, shedding 4 weeks of points and potentially shedding a lot of points when Rice gets back.
There he is right there. Drops the tisk. I love it. Let's get the wheel going. We're going to give away 3 VIP months to the Patreon. Thanks again for the support, guys. It's been a great show. Tune in every single Tuesday, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. As soon as work's over, get in my car, sprint in, type these on. Can't wait for these guys to jump in.
Not so fast. We have a last second. Every single week, it happens, Dad.
I didn't even see that one come in there.
This super chat, last one of the night, coming from Wesley Pospichal. Hopefully I did not butcher your last name there, Wesley. Apologies if I did. We got JSN, Hampton, Trey Benson in a 26 first, or Gibbs and Jamar, Dad.
No, it's Gibbs and Chase. It's Gibbs and Chase. I mean, I love Hampton and JSN, but like the gap between JSN and Chase is a first. The gap between Hampton and Gibbs is a first. Benson sure isn't worth a first. It needs to be another first in there. Wesley, you cooked him. Best of luck. You added him to the wheel there. You cooked him there. I mean, that's where if you say Gibbs or Chase, I mean it's closer. But like both of them, like there, it's not it. But I see Gibbs / Chase. If it's both of them, like if you're just trying to buy one of them, I think JSN, Benson, and a first for either of them is fair, but not JSN and Hampton, right? So like that's what I just saw that slash there. I just wanted to verify. If you're trying to buy one or the other, Hampton or like Hampton, Benson, and a first, I think is fair. JSN, Benson, and a first, I think is fair, but not both of them. So let's spin that wheel, brother. Oh. Hopefully Wesley gets it because he just jumped in there last second. Oh,
no way.
Oh. Wesley!
Wow,
let's
crazy.
Go.
That was a crazy jinx.
It's that last luck there, just jumping in there. BH has 90% of the board. You know, we'll see if BH. He's going to give him away his Christmas presents. He's starting to.
Some call me DB. These are all new people. I'm loving it.
There's another one. Love it. And guys,
make sure to
reach out
on
Twitter at Dynasty Dad FF or at FF Snoog. If you're only on YouTube, make a comment in the section. I will send you the link via email. And Roland's new as well, so all three of them. That's a great show, man. I appreciate that. Thank you guys so much. This has been a fun show. Again, we're going to post there. There's the link for the Patreon. YouTube has been growing like crazy. Please subscribe, like the show, send it to your friends. You know, a lot of people say we're the best kept secret in Dynasty. We don't want to be the best kept secret. Share it with your friends or your friends that aren't in leagues with you. So thanks again for tuning in and enjoy the process.